Hey Socrates, is direct democracy intrinsically good for society?
Hello, Fernando. In order for me to answer this question, I will need you to first define to me what a direct democracy is.
A direct democracy, Socrates, is a form of government in which people decide government policies, representatives, and laws through free elections, and the majority of the votes decides what policies, representatives, and laws are passed and chosen. Do you agree with this definition?
I do, but I also need you to define to me what intrinsically good means for the sake of this argument.
For the sake of this argument, intrinsically good means that if it is correct and moral in nature and without flaw, as we defined correct and moral the other day for society.
Let us examine this then. Direct democracy is a system in which the masses decide an aspect of daily life, such as laws and policies. To be clear with my terminology, when I say masses, I am referring to the majority of people. Do you believe that it is good for a country's societies to be governed by the masses?
I do.
And do you believe that the masses are or should be ultimate authority in politics?
I agree. Do you have a problem with the majority, or masses they like to call them, have the ultimate authority in the governing of their own society?
As a matter of fact, I do. But first, and just to be sure, would you agree on the premise that the majority should be the one who decides over the minority in terms of laws, representatives, and policies, and that therefore whatever the majority does must be good for society as a whole?
Yes, I would.
Look at Nicaragua. The population is about 6 million people. That would make the simple majority of the population 3,000,001, and the minority of the population 2,099,999. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the majority decides which laws pass and which laws does not.
That is how a direct democracy works.
Let's imagine this scenario. Would it be logical that 3 thieves can overpower one person and rob that person of his home?
I suppose that yes, it is logical.
And is that a good and moral?
No, it is not. But how is that related to discussion? We both already know that theft is wrong.
This is served as an example of something a majority can do that is incorrect. According to your premise, the majority is the ultimate authority, and being 3 thieves and 1 victim is a particular scenario. The thieves are the majority, and therefore this entitles them to, if they all agree, to take the victim's home.
That is not correct, because the majority that is not present in the event is against theft. We both know that theft is wrong, and there is a punishment by law for stealing imposed by the majority. So this scenario is flawed.
Perhaps, but allow me to present you a different scenario. Let's imagine 3,000,001 Nicaraguans required to form a majority decided that theft would be allowed and that therefore stealing would not be punished by law. Would theft still be immoral?
Of course it would.
So, if an immoral law is enacted by the majority, would this law suddenly become moral?
No, it wouldn't not. But can I ask you a question?
Not yet. Please, let me finish with my reasoning. So, if a law that is immoral is passed by the majority does not become moral, then the majority is not always right. This means there is one scenario in which a direct democracy could do an evil to society. Therefore, your initial argument that direct democracy is intrinsically good is not true, because it's also capable of doing evil things. Doing evil things is a contradiction to intrinsically good, because if something is intrinsically good, it is good by nature, meaning that being capable of evil is not intrinsically good. This is the flaw that you have in your premise, that a direct democracy is intrinsically good. What's your question then?
So if direct democracy is not intrinsically good, what would be the perfect form of government be?
That is something that I cannot answer, as I don't think that humans are capable of creating a perfect form of government, as they are easily corrupted.
Thank you, Socrates.
See you, dude.
Ya, pues ya, ya. Acción, acción.
Hey, Socrates, is direct democracy